Hi, my name is Binti Muhammad Zaidi. I'm 21 years old from Faculty of Business and Communication. My course is International Business. I'm from 22D and my matric number is 221240127. Today I will talk about cross-cultural interview analysis. I have 5 respondents from different background and also the different culture. For my first respondent is Shwan Sinam Anak Balajarau. She is 21 years old. She is from Malaysia, Sarawak, and her race is Iban, and she is Christian people, and she is a student where she is studying at University Pendidikan Sultan Idris. Okay, my next respondent is Jeremy Koh Kuanting. He is 21 years old and he is from Malaysia, Johor. He is a Chinese and his religion is Buddha. He is also a student where he is studying at University Malaya. Okay, next respondent is Labkam Walid. He is 23 years old and he is from Morocco, Sale, and he is Moroccan people. His religion is Islam, and he is an employee which is in advertising industry. Okay, my fourth respondent is Prasina Banu Anak Perempuan Siva Kumar. She is 21 years old and she is from Malaysia, Johor. She is Indian. Her religion is Hindu and her occupation is a student where she studies at Asia Metropolitan University, which is located at Sri Alam, Johor. Okay, my last respondent is Faris Adwa Azkantia. He is 20 years old and he is from Indonesia, Jakarta. And he is in Indonesian and his religion is Islam, and also his occupation is a student where he study in Malaysia, which is at the University Technology Malaysia at Skudai. Okay, next, the purpose of this interview is first of all it is because to learn about their culture and help me to gain more knowledge about cultures and around the world. And the next one is, this is because, as we know, there are a lot of cultures in this world and yet we still haven't discovered all the cultures. And the uniqueness of the different cultures makes me wanted to know about their cultures. So I want to know more about their cultures because it was different from my own culture. Next is key culture dimension. There are some culture dimension, which is the first one is power of distance, where power of distance it was like cultural preferences in decision making in these 5 respondents. So in these 5 respondents, we can see that their decision makings all it was like have a similarities, which is an elderly have power to decide all the decisions. Mentioned it was masculinity versus feminism. It was about culture norms and gender roles, which is in 5 these respondents. All we can say is that back then they have differences between men and girl, but in the modern time we can see that all men and women, they are all balanced in their culture. They have a same role and similar have a same role as, where women also can be a leader. Okay, the last one of the culture dimension is the long-term versus short-term orientation. Okay, so in this culture dimension, we will see about a culture perspective on education. I believe that all of these 5 respondents have their own perspective on the education, where all these 5 respondents believes that the education is very very important in this all 5 people. Because we know that education will make our future become a more successful person. So it is very important to have education in early. It was a similarities of my culture and my respondents' culture. Okay, so the first similarities in decision makings, where we can see that from my culture and their culture, we can see that the elders and respected leaders hold a valued authority in the Malay community, also as in Iban and India and the Moroccan societies, while the opinions are included as in flexible Indonesian practices. So we can see that here the similarities out of this culture, it was like every decision it was held by the leaders or someone who was responsible to make a decision. Similarities is which is the norms and gender roles. So traditional gender roles that saw men in the leadership and women does domestically focus parallel Iban, Chinese, and Indian and Moroccan norms, but modernization brought balances roles with expanded women's careers, and as seen in Iban and Indonesian. They are all a balance. Last similarities, which is in a perspective on educations. So in education, they express preserving culture yet allowing creativity and progress through knowledge growth, where learning leads to opportunities echoing China and better futures aligning with India. So in this case, we believe that every culture in this world want the educations to make us to be a better person in the future, because learning can lead to the good opportunities in the future. So we can assume that the similarities of the perspective on education is very important in every culture. We move on to the differences. So the first differences in decision making is unlike societies like Iran and Morocco, which centralize authority, Malay culture employs a more diffuse and collaborative process. But unlike China, gender plays a less defined roles. The second difference is on norms and gender roles, which unlike clearly defined pairs in Iban, Moroccan, and Chinese cultures that confine women, Malay society prescribe that less rigidly and does not emphasize sons over daughters as prominently as some Indian traditions. So they are changing roles developed in a parallel to Iban Indonesians like Malay. No, like men, it will stick to their job, and the women it stick to with their job. It's like a beauty, cooking, and all of it. And the men just focus on their cooking, on their leaders, and so on. The last differences in perspectives on education, where Malay culture highly values learning, like the views presented, but unlike the Iban, focus on cultural preservation through skills and materials, or Morocco's explicit modernization. It also does not revolve around a proverb or view education solely as a path to better futures, unlike Chinese and Indian perspectives, respectively. Okay, so next part is the impact on cross-cultural management, where I have two impact on this cross-cultural management. The first one is the effective communications, where it gives us an effective communications towards other cultures, which is to the other peoples. It will make us fluent in the communication, so we have consequences and understanding more about when we are communicating with the other people. And the next one is we can understand the cultural differences. So from this interview, I gain my knowledge and also my understand about the cultural differences from these people. So in organization, it is very important to us to understand about others' culture, so that we can make a harmony of workplace environment. So it is very important to have the understanding about other people. I would like recommend the organizations to educate their workers by organizing programs about the culture, so that their workers will know about other people's culture. So then they will become more respectful to the others' culture, because they know about the others' cultures and they understand about the other cultures. So it is very important to the organization to educate their workers to gain more knowledge about others people's culture. So the second recommendation is that organization can creating an inclusive environment that values diversity and encourage cross-cultural participation in by organizing a cultural festival at a workplace or within a community. So it was like organization have some festivals about different cultures, so people will know more about the other cultures. It's not just one cultures in the workplace, but it will make us more understandable with the other cultures in the organization. Okay, so last but not least is my reflection, which is I learned about cultures across the world. And at some point, I'll just respond. Then I learned about something new, which is communication with other people who do not have the same culture as me. So I need to pay more attention to how I'm going to talk with them. We are talking about sensitive issues. And I learned that anybody needs to have a manners when talking to someone like the elderly, foreigners, and also kids. It is very important to have a manners because it portrays whether he or she is a good person. Next is I learned about cultures across the world. So at the same point, all these respondents, I learned something new, which is communication with people who do not have the same culture as me. And the next one is this experience has deepened my understanding of cross-cultures management, where it can significantly contribute to a deeper understanding of the complexities and challenges involved in managing diverse teams and organizations. So I understand that every culture has its own ways of solving the conflicts, but in an organization, someone has to play important role in these issues. So, in my experience in these interviews, my personal growth in cultural competence starts with self-reflections. It involves examining one's own cultural backgrounds, biases, and assumptions. By becoming aware of their own cultural lens, individuals can develop a deeper understanding of how it shapes their perceptions and interactions with others. That's all from me. Thank you.